Hey there, welcome to the channel. Before we dive into today's intense story, let me ask you something. Have you ever been cheated on or suspected it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Now grab a drink, get comfortable, and enjoy the video. I never thought I'd be the guy sharing his heartbreak with strangers on the internet. But here I am. I guess when your world crumbles slowly enough, you don't notice the cracks until the whole thing falls apart. I've been with my girlfriend for 13 years. 13. That's longer than some marriages. We have 2 beautiful kids. We built a life together that, from the outside, looked solid, functional, even happy. I gave her all the freedom she could want, and I wasn't the jealous type. I never believed in tracking phones, reading texts, or breathing down someone's neck. That's not love. At least that's what I believed. In January, she found a new hobby: motorcycles. I've been riding for years, but now she wanted in. I was excited at first. A shared passion? Great. Something new for her? Even better. But with 2 small kids, riding together wasn't something we could do often. So she took to TikTok, started posting riding videos, and joined a few online riding groups. Totally harmless, right? That's when Peter showed up. They met in February through the riding community. He seemed like just another riding buddy. She mentioned him a few times, casually. I didn't think much of it. Why would I? I trusted her. She was beautiful, smart, and completely out of my league, but she'd always been loyal. At least that's what I told myself. Then one night in March, something odd happened. I was supposed to meet a friend for drinks. I was feeling lazy and left the house later than planned. Just as I walked out, Peter pulled up to our house. Unannounced. Uninvited. I nodded at him, didn't think much of it. Later, when I checked our doorbell camera footage, don't ask me why, maybe a gut feeling, I saw him leave around 11 p.m. Before walking off, he looked right into the camera and said something like, "What's he going to think?" And she answered, "It doesn't matter. If he has questions, he can ask." I did ask. She said they just chatted outside. That was it. And that he didn't know I'd still be home. Thought I'd already left. Apparently, he was just riding in the neighborhood. Weird coincidence, right? I let it go. I wanted to believe her, but something had shifted. That moment planted a seed. And seeds grow. A few weeks later, she told me she was going for a solo ride. Hours passed and she got home late. I casually asked how the ride was. She said it was great fun. I asked if she ran into anyone. She hesitated, then admitted that Peter had messaged her while she was on the road, and they ended up riding together. Again, I let it slide. But I told her next time, if something like that happens, just tell me. Don't wait for me to dig it out. The fact that I had to ask made it feel like she was hiding something. Still, I told myself, you're overthinking. Don't be controlling. Then came Frank. Frank came into the picture in June. Just another rider. She met him through the same online group. Seemed harmless at first, friendly, chill, laid-back guy. One day, he invited her to a MotoGP weekend. A camping trip. Just the 2 of them. I'll admit, that one made me pause. You don't even know the guy, I told her. Maybe meet for a ride first? Get a sense of who you're going away with. She agreed. They went on a short ride. Said it was fun. So she decided to go. I was a bit uncomfortable, but I swallowed it. I've always tried to give her space. She's an adult. She deserved trust. I didn't want to be that insecure partner who needs constant reassurance. So I told her to enjoy herself. Bikes, camping, racing. It sounded like her dream weekend. They were supposed to leave Thursday. Frank would drive up in his own car, and she was picking up someone else last minute. Peter. She told me only after they had already left. Now it was her, Peter, and Frank on a camping trip. I was stunned. Not angry, just confused. Why hide that? Why not tell me Peter was going in the first place? I tried to play it cool. She said Frank had his own tent, and that she and Peter shared a multi-room tent, each with their own side. Seemed plausible enough. I wanted to believe it. I really did. They left the race around 10 p.m. Saturday night. It's normally a 3-hour drive back. She got home at nearly 4 a.m., 6 hours. She told me they were tired and took a nap in the car. I didn't question it at the time. Maybe because I didn't want to know the truth. Or maybe I was just numb. Something inside me didn't want to ruin our family trip or our peace. So I let it go. But I never stopped thinking about it. And then, a few days later, she dropped a bombshell. Calmly, casually, like it was nothing. She told me they had kissed. Just one kiss, she said. At a festival the week before. They were drunk. It didn't mean anything. Just a stupid moment. She told me out of guilt, she said. No one saw it, she added, so it wasn't like she had to confess. It was about honesty. I wanted to believe her again. I really did. But something didn't sit right. She had been at that festival with her best friend, Chelsea, and Chelsea's new boyfriend, Mike. I couldn't get it out of my head. So a few days later, I reached out to Chelsea. Did you see anything at the festival? I asked. She paused, then admitted it. Yes. She saw the kiss. So did Mike. And Chelsea had even talked to my girlfriend about it afterward. That wasn't honesty anymore. That wasn't transparency. It was preemptive damage control. Now the trust was cracking. All this time, I had been giving her room, defending her in my own head, telling myself I was just paranoid. And she'd been lying. Not once. Not twice. Repeatedly. Still, I told myself maybe it really was just one stupid drunken kiss. Then came the message that shattered everything. It was the day before our family vacation. We were packing, organizing the kids' stuff, trying to stay on schedule. The usual chaos. Amid all of it, I got a Facebook message from a name I didn't recognize. Peter's wife. My stomach dropped before I even opened it. It started polite. Almost too polite. Then it shifted. She told me she just recently found out that my girlfriend and Peter had been riding together for 6 months, and he had never mentioned her. Not once. She had only learned about my girlfriend on July 19th. 6 months in. Then came the part that made my hands go numb. She said Peter and my girlfriend had spent the night together in Amsterdam. May 25th. I stopped breathing for a moment. I checked my calendar. That was the night my girlfriend had told me she was going to Amsterdam for a work dinner. A colleague's farewell. It had never occurred to me to doubt it. Why would I? She travels for work all the time. Now I wasn't so sure. When I asked her about it, she didn't even flinch. No, she said. She didn't see Peter that night. Total coincidence. Wrong place, wrong time. I wanted to believe her. But the seed of doubt had already bloomed into something darker. So I went back to Peter's wife. I asked if she had proof. She told me the name of the hotel Peter's phone had been tracked to that night. I Googled it. It was the exact hotel my girlfriend had told me she stayed at. I confronted her again. This time I begged her to just tell me the truth. Please, I said. Don't let this get worse. If there's anything I need to know, tell me now. Don't protect him. Don't lie for him. Just be honest. She didn't budge. Same story. They hadn't seen each other. Coincidence. The worst part? I wanted her to lie, because the lie still gave me something to hold on to. The truth meant everything we had was built on sand. But the weight of it kept eating at me. We left for our vacation. Just us and the kids. I tried to act normal for their sake. Tried to smile. Tried to push it all down. But on the second day, I broke. In the middle of a quiet morning, as the kids were playing nearby, I looked at her and just cracked. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just cried. I asked her why she couldn't put us first. Why she'd protect him. A man she barely knew. Instead of protecting the family we'd built over 13 years. She stared at me for a long time. And then she finally said it. He was there that night. He stayed with her in the hotel room in Amsterdam. But she insisted nothing happened. He slept on the couch. They just talked. That was it. She said she didn't tell me because Peter was leaving his wife, and if the wife found out, she could use the information against him in court. She didn't want to cause more drama, so she lied. To protect him. Even if it meant destroying me. She kept repeating it. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. But after months of half-truths, omissions, and cover-ups, how could I believe her? This wasn't about a kiss anymore. This was about how easy it had become for her to lie to me, to keep secrets, to bend the truth into whatever shape she needed in the moment. And through it all, I never raised my voice. Not once. I had always tried to be the calm one, the stable one, the one who gave her room to breathe. And now that same freedom was what she used to pull away from me completely. After Amsterdam, after the couch confession, I should have felt some kind of relief. I finally had the truth, or at least her version of it. But instead, I felt nothing, or maybe too much. I didn't scream. I didn't slam doors. I just sat there, numb, watching my family move around me like a movie I was no longer part of. Every look she gave me felt like an act. Every silence between us felt weaponized. And yet, I still loved her. That was the twisted part. 13 years. 2 children. Countless nights building a life together. You don't just shut that off. Even when your heart feels like it's been stepped on and dragged across concrete. But I couldn't trust her. Not anymore. And what's love without trust? A habit? Prison? I kept asking her, quietly, gently, if there was anything else. Anything she hadn't told me. I wanted so badly to believe that we'd reached the bottom of the rabbit hole. That there was no more darkness left to fall into. She swore up and down. There's nothing else. But the next day, something else came out. She had told me that Chelsea, her best friend, didn't see the kiss at the festival. That it was just between her and Peter. That it didn't mean anything. But Chelsea had seen. Chelsea and her boyfriend Mike both saw. And Chelsea had even confronted her about it. So when I mentioned this to my girlfriend, when I told her I had spoken to Chelsea, her face changed. The kind of shift you only see when someone realizes they're cornered. She exploded. Not in sadness. Not in guilt. In anger. She was furious that I had reached out to Chelsea. That I had gone behind her back. That I was digging. That I didn't trust her process. And that's when it hit me. She was more upset that I found out the lie than the fact she had lied. It was never about the truth for her. It was about control. It was about protecting Peter, protecting her image, protecting this fragile illusion of independence and self-discovery she had built around her new hobby, her new friends, her new version of life. And I was just background noise in her story now. I tried to talk to her, to really talk. I told her that the man she was protecting, Peter, was tearing apart not just her relationship, but his marriage too. That his wife had reached out to me in pain, not revenge. That we were both victims of something deeper than a drunken kiss or a motorcycle ride. But she didn't want to hear it. She shut down. She stopped talking to me altogether. Every question I asked became an attack. Every attempt at connection became manipulation. Every reminder of our history became a weight she didn't want to carry anymore. And maybe she was already gone long before Peter ever showed up. Maybe I just didn't want to see it. Maybe the late nights, the hiding of details, the "oh, I forgot to mention" moments weren't new. Maybe I just loved her too much to connect the dots. And maybe, deep down, she knew I'd always be the one who stayed calm, who forgave, who never screamed. Maybe she counted on it. But I was running out of pieces to hold myself together. And the silence between us was louder than anything she had ever said. I keep replaying the early days in my head. The way she used to look at me. The laughter. The long talks at 2 a.m. The little inside jokes. Our kids falling asleep on our laps. How did we get here? How did we become strangers in the same house? I gave her freedom. Not because I didn't care, but because I did. I believed that real love meant trust, not control. I didn't question the late nights. I didn't obsess over who she was texting. I didn't follow her or demand proof. But maybe I should have. Maybe love isn't just trust. Maybe it's boundaries. Maybe it's saying, I trust you, but that doesn't mean I'll accept anything. Because now, here I am, broken. Not just by what happened, but by how easily it all unfolded. How many little lies stacked up to become this giant wall between us. And the saddest part? I still don't know the full truth. Maybe she really didn't sleep with him. Maybe it was just a kiss, a connection. a thrill she couldn't resist. Maybe they just talked in that hotel room. Or maybe it was all a lie, and I'll never know. But the facts are these. She hid their rides together. She lied about who went on the trip. She kissed him and told me only because someone else had seen. She stayed in a hotel with him and lied to my face. Again and again, she protected him and left me bleeding. That's not love. That's not partnership. That's betrayal. I think the worst kind of pain is when someone shatters your heart and then blames you for holding the pieces too tightly. I keep thinking about my kids, about what kind of father I want to be, what kind of man. Do I want to teach them that love means accepting lies? That loyalty means silence? No. I want them to grow up knowing their father had a spine, that he knew when to forgive but also when to walk away, that he loved deeply but not blindly. Right now, she's not talking to me. She's angry because I exposed her lies, because I went behind her back and talked to the people who saw the truth. But she doesn't see that I begged her, again and again, to be honest with me. I gave her every chance, and she chose to lie, over and over. So what do I do now? I don't know. Maybe this is the end. Maybe we'll try therapy. Maybe we'll fake it for the kids. Or maybe, just maybe, I'll finally start putting myself first. I still cry sometimes, quietly, in the car, in the shower, on long walks when the world feels too loud. I still miss the version of her I thought I knew. But I'm beginning to understand something. She's not mine to fix. I'm not broken because she couldn't love me right. She's broken because she couldn't be honest with someone who would have done anything for her. And now, finally, I'm learning to let go. Let go of the lies. Let go of the illusion. Let go of the version of love that kept me small. Because maybe this isn't the end of us. Maybe it's the beginning of me. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If this story hit you in any way, or you just appreciate honest storytelling, please give the video a like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Take care, stay strong, and I hope you have a great day.